Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Pirohorsky, coming to you live from the East Coast. It's the coast with the most from the co-host with the most here on The Rundown. 2A Views, conservative news. And Craig, guess what day it is?
It's Monday. Fun day. Gun day.
Hey, stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image of me that you're used to. I look money, a king bee making honey, see? Deep state, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round, I'm the new sheriff in town. All my people rise up and stand your ground. Now drink up all the Diet Coke you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Trump D. I like my mashed potatoes lumpy. Fake news, oh how I like to punk thee. That little sniper on the slope tin. He took a shot but he missed me. I don't fall, y'all, I'm like the ever-ready bunny. Still going strong and spunky. So put on your big boy pants. Come on, let's do the dance.
The Trumpy dance is your chance to do the Trump.
Come on, do the Trumpy Trump. Come on and do the Trumpy Trump. Check me out, y'all. We do the Trumpy Trump. Just watch me do the Trumpy Trump. Do you know what I'm doing? We do the Trumpy Trump. Come on, everybody do the Trumpy Trump. It's time to do the Trumpy Trump. Yeah.
Oh, man. It is a good day. Today is definitely a good day. We're having a good time. What you got going on there, man? You look like you're hailing a cab. What's up?
The trash can's over that way, so I got my my little Kareem Abdul-Jabbar alley-oop going over there. Not
got that sky hook going on, huh?
Got a little sky hook there.
You know, here's the thing that I've learned playing basketball is that the sky hook doesn't just work if you're tall. If you happen to be reasonably wide, it works as well.
Listen, man, you're adding like four more feet away from the defender when you come in with the sky hook.
See, here's the thing that I've perfected in my game is I have a left-handed sky hook.
Nice. Very nice.
They never see it coming. I'm right-handed, so it just took a while to perfect, but I got some skills with the left. I'm ambidextrous.
And there you go. Oh, you can shoot underwater. Nice.
You can, if you can keep your sexual preferences to yourself, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, see, I enjoyed basketball, and I was a halfway decent shooter, but I was much more of a Lambeer kind of player. You know, Kurt Rambis kind of style. You know,
that's how I play. That is definitely how I play. I put it to you this way: you and I grew up in an era where basketball was considered a contact sport.
Oh yeah. I remember the number one thing was, "Oh, sorry, dog, did I get you?"
Sorry, dog, did I get you? You got that down. I like that. Oh, dog, my bad. I get you. Look, I put it to you. Here's the key: is when the other guy yells and is mad at his teammate for not calling out the screen.
Oh yeah. Let's go. You know,
There's something nice about watching them just like look like they ran into a brick wall and down they go.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Set a good screen. Oh, watch it run into that brick wall. Exactly right. Sorry, dog, did I get you?
So last weekend we were actually at I was gone out of town in Indianapolis. I was at a wedding for a friend of my son's, a young man that basically grew up. I mean, he was like a second son to me. Him and his friends all grew up together from the time they were like 12 and played basketball. And this was a kid who was in high school, he was about 210, 212. When he graduated, he was about 220. Went to Xavier, played basketball there. He was like 6'2", 6'3", 220. When he came back, he was 270.
Yeah.
His freshman year.
Yeah.
Talk about a brick wall. There's only one person who has ever bullied me on the basketball court, and it's him.
Yeah. Yeah. You listen, we only had, I'm sure again, we played the same way. The only rule you really had to pay attention to keep from fighting, like getting real out fighting, was not to hit him in the air. Just, you know.
Yes.
You could, so don't move them while they're in the air. You could hit them, but you couldn't, you know.
You could stand between them and the basket, and if they decided to go airborne and they ran into you, it was on them.
Yeah, you just
I try and catch you.
don't take their feet out from underneath them. That was about the only
Yes.
rule we had.
Yep. There you go. There you go. And then you could be forgiven depending on how long it took for you to say, "Oh, my bad, dog."
Yeah, or if you kind of helped catch, you know.
Yes, if you try and help catch him, yes.
Yeah.
But now, if it was someone that you didn't like, and they might possibly, if you try and catch them and you get those legs, they might land on their head, and it might
There
be
you
an
go.
extra added bonus for you.
Then again, you give them, oh, my bad, I get you, dog. Yeah.
My bad, I get you, dog. See, I'm not confessing to anything. For all those out there who played basketball with me sometime in the past, don't think you're going to come back and get anything. I'm not confessing to anything. I'm just saying that stuff happens.
Yep. Absolutely.
Anyway, so had a good time the weekend. Missed doing the show. But hey, we're back here, and we're going to have some good stuff to talk about. But before we get into it, let's start the show off as we usually do with a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, let's say hi to our good friends over there at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. They've got AR barrels of any caliber, any length you desire, and they've got a bunch of other barrels. You need something for some weird old gun, give them a shot. They probably got those barrels. If not, they can custom make it for you there at hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. If you want the best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, get on over to hogholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com. Use the discount code, the rundown. That's all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, fire, EMS, paintball, survival, whatever it may be, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
You know, if you folks love America, you need to do business with people who also love America, people who are true patriots, want to fight for what makes this country great. And I'll tell you, each and every organization that you see listed down here below, yeah, they all believe in America, and they all believe in Americans, and they all believe in fighting for what has made this country great. That's why I encourage you, follow the links in the description to this program, go to their websites, check them out. I'm not just telling you just send somebody randomly money. I'm saying go there, check them out. You will like what you see. And when you do business with them. And when you do business with them, make sure you tell them it was the guys over at the Rundown that sent you.
They want to fight for your right to party.
They really do. Yeah. They really do. I just so you know. That's why they sponsor our party every year at SHOT.
They want to party like it's 1776.
Aside from just having muskets.
Well, you get your semi-auto musket with the shoulder thing that goes up. You'll be cool.
If I can get a cannon, then I'm okay with it. Then we can do 1776.
A cannon, yeah. A cannon.
I'm just saying. I'm kind of partial to cannons.
Yep.
All right, folks. Also want to remind you, if you're watching the show live, we're taking your comments. We would love to hear what you have to say, whether you agree with us or disagree with us. But do know this. If you disagree with us, we do reserve the right to mock you.
Oh, wow. Is that a mockingbird?
Is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird?
That's right. And when we do mock you, no, it is not because we want to be mean or because we hate you or dislike you. Not saying that we don't dislike you, because we may. We probably won't know you to dislike you, but we do it for the entertainment purposes, mostly ours.
That's right. Exactly right. And if you didn't know this, mockingbird, official state bird of Florida. No, it's true. Look it up. Mockingbird's the official state bird of Florida.
Yeah, I thought gators were the official state bird of
No,
Florida.
Those are swamp puppies.
Swamp puppies. That's right. We have had this conversation. Swamp puppies. There you go.
Fence climbing swamp puppies.
Oh my God, that was. For those of you who just are like, okay, I think I'm safe behind a fence in Florida. Gators can't get me. No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, they either walk over them or through them like they're not there. Like Superman, like they're not there. Just wrought iron.
I've sainted it. I sainted it.
Yep.
It's real. It's real. It's Yeah, it probably one of my biggest mistakes was letting my wife see that video, which is one of the reasons why we're probably not living at least part-time in Florida right now.
Even visiting, she's not coming to Florida anymore.
She's like, oh no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right, well, let's get into today's program. So I was actually flying. So when I flew back yesterday from India, I was in Indianapolis. I had a layover in Phoenix, and I will tell you, it was a madhouse in Phoenix with all the people that were there. For those of you who do not know, Glendale, Arizona, is where the memorial for Charlie Kirk was held yesterday. And they are estimating, well, let's put it this way. The maximum capacity of a State Farm arena was 80,000, and that filled up instantly. They're estimating somewhere around 200,000 people showed up there on site for that memorial, probably the largest memorial that has ever taken place in terms of actual people for someone who's not like a head of state or a monarch or something like that. But then online, you actually had another something like 100 million people tuned in to watch the live stream of it. You've never seen the number of diplomats from the United States of America. You had the president, you had the vice president, you had the secretary of state, you had the secretary of defense. I mean, you had the gamut. You had multiples people from within the administration. You had senators. All were there to honor Charlie Kirk. And I have to say, it was 5 hours of, and here's the thing. It wasn't just politicians. It wasn't just elected officials there. It wasn't just media personalities, but it was every single one of them there proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ and really promoting American principles and values in a way that you've never seen people do in one place at one time ever. And here I have a video that ABC News put together that had some of the highlights. It didn't have all of the highlights that I would have liked to have seen. By the way, this was 5 hours, so there's no way they were going to get it all. But I think this is a fairly decent representation of some of the really good moments.
While Charlie died far too early, he was also ready to die. He left this world without regrets. He did 100% of what he could every day. But I want you to know something. Charlie died with incomplete work, but not with unfinished business.
Indeed, Charlie was killed for expressing the very ideas that virtually everyone in this arena and most other places throughout our country deeply believed in. But the assassin failed in his quest because Charlie's message has not been silenced. It now is bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and it's not even close.
When I see Erica and her strength and her courage, I'm reminded of a famous expression. The storm whispers to the warrior that you cannot withstand my strength. And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Erica is the storm. We are the storm.
His legacy must be that when they took his life, 1 million more Charlies stepped up to fill the void.
My friends, for Charlie, we must remember that he is a hero to the United States of America and he is a martyr for the Christian faith. May our Heavenly Father give us the courage to live as Charlie lived. That is what we must do for Charlie. You ran a good race, my friend. I love you. We've got it from here.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
The lesson of Charlie's life is that you should never underestimate what one person can do with a good heart, a righteous cause, a cheerful spirit, and the will to fight, fight, fight. Have to fight.
Yeah, there were some great moments, and I got a chance to watch a bunch of it. I did not watch the entire 5 hours because I was kind of on the process of coming from Indianapolis to back to California, and then there was the debacle that was the Cowboy game that I made it a point to watch, which I went back to the memorial. Anyway, all that having been said, it's funny. Why didn't the left do something like that when George Floyd passed? No, instead they decided we're going to destroy cities, we're going to attack cops, we're going to kill people, we're going to rob, and we're going to loot, and we're going to burn this country down. Instead of standing strong on the principles and values that made this country great. Anyway. What are your thoughts, Mike?
I mean, that's the difference between good and evil, right? That's the difference between light and dark right there. I don't think there's anything more to expound on.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, how many people, I mean, you think about it. How many head, I mean, first of all, you normally don't see the president and the vice president attend not just attend, but both spoke at this memorial. I would say that this memorial was bigger even than Martin Luther King Jr.'s.
Well, yeah, listen, just because of the logistics possibilities we have today that we didn't have, 50 years ago. Yeah, it was, but incredible, and you could see there, this was across the race, across religion, and everybody that was there.
Yeah, no, it was, it really was, and then, I think it was nice of them to do that, and at least ABC to do that and to cover that, but it's kind of funny, and I think it really highlighted the difference between them and us. And I want to get to a point in this country where we're never going to agree on the issues, but if we can't be civil and be able to disagree, be agreeable, somewhat reasonably agreeable in our disagreement. And you and I have talked about this. It's going to get worse, or it's going to get better, but it's not going to stay right here where it is. And I don't see it getting better unless we can. And here's the thing. There are plenty of folks on our side who are like, okay, I'm willing to make this work. I mean, you just saw she got up there, and I ain't gonna lie, it brought tears to my eyes when she said that she forgave him. Not just because she said it, because everybody stood up, everybody applauded, everybody was like, I don't know if I could do it, and that's, I think, how a lot of people, I don't know if I could do it, but it was the right thing to do.
Craig, here's a chance for, I'd say a chance for ABC. ABC, if they want to be, not only climb back up, but be on top and be probably the most watched network ever, they got 5 extra hours of airtime this week that they need to fill.
Well, actually, no, because Kimmel's coming back tomorrow.
Well, they could go right on there and just put this on for the next week, for 5 hours, and then bring Kimmel back next week.
Yep. What they should do, put it on tonight. Just let it run tonight, or let it run tonight tomorrow. Right.
Yeah, hour 1, hour 2, all week long, Monday to Friday. Mm-hmm. We're on all 5 hours of it.
And I'm real curious to see what happens, because one of the things that they were originally asking for him to do was to apologize, and I'm wondering if he's going to apologize when he comes back. I think he's going to try and sidestep it. I think he's going to try and explain it away.
Yeah.
But there's no explaining that away, dude. You decided that you were going to get up and lie. And that's all it is. Because by the time he said that, we knew who this guy was. We knew who the shooter was. We had, I mean, if we didn't have concrete evidence of his motivation, which we did, if we still had a lot of implied information that would tell you, dude was not MAGA. Dude was not even the Nick Fuentes, not even one of those groups, one of those folks.
Yeah, not a
And
Proud
if he
Boy.
was, those folks don't like Charlie Kirk. No, because they don't think Charlie Kirk was violent. Kirk was violent enough. They wanted him to be violent. They wanted him to be racist. They wanted him to be a part of the rhetoric, and he refused to be a part of that. But because and that's by the way, that's the one thing that the left keeps coming at conservatives with, and folks like TPUSA or even Donald Trump, they're like, well, racists like what you have to say. But it's like, because we're saying truth. And here's the thing, even racists believe some truth. Even the worst people in the world acknowledge some truths. In fact, that's how many of them got indoctrinated into what they believe, because you put just enough truth with lies. And I'm not saying Kirk put in the lies, but they recognized the truth in what Kirk was saying. And the truth of what he was saying aligned with some of the truth that was mixed with the lies that they believe, that they're like, yeah, I'm down with him. Until they find out that he doesn't follow the lies that they follow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it just, I thought it was a beautiful event. I've never seen that many people a part of an administration. And like I said, if you go and you listen, I know some people are like, oh yeah, they were up there Bible preaching and Bible thumping. I'm gonna tell you what, these were people, you would have thought it was one pastor after another. That's how it was, except for when Donald Trump got up there. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. So you heard what Donald Trump said when he was like, yeah, Charlie Kirk loves his enemies. Like, I hate my enemies. That's where we disagreed. I hate my enemies, right? He caught a lot of criticism for that. And I was listening to another commentator, and his name right now is escaping me, but what he said was, go back and listen to it. And he said he was actually trolling Charlie's opponents, because he was saying, like, well, I'm not like that. I believe I hate my enemies, but Charlie's a good man. Charlie wanted me. So he was saying Charlie and Erica believe in what's right, and what they want to do is what's right, and they're going to try and convince me. I don't know if they can convince me, but his acknowledgement was, how they feel is right, how I feel is how I feel. But I probably can be convinced that their way is the right way. But I think he was acknowledging, he was doing two things. Number one, he was acknowledging that the way they believe is right, but that there are some people who feel the way that he was describing, where they're like, man, screw them. I'm done with them. I'm done trying to be civil with them. I'm done trying to no, forget them. I'm gonna do them like they did us. And there are people out there who are like that. And I think what he was doing was acknowledging that feeling exists, while recognizing that the forgiveness and the love thy enemy is actually what is consistent with the gospel.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
Anyway.
take it as he was, a hate monger or that kind of thing. It was just, I think he was just pointing out some of the highlights of Charlie is what he was doing.
Yeah. I admit, at first I was like, oh, why the hell did he say that? But then, like I said, when I was given that perspective, I was like, you got a point. Because once again, with Donald Trump, tone is everything. And when you listen to that perspective, you hear the tone, right? Yep. You hear the tone. You heard the tone. So I was like, okay, I hear you. Now, I'm going to be honest. I, for one, while I am really excited to see what happens in the aftermath as Turning Point USA, as America, as conservatives, as Christians go forward in dealing with and really picking up the mantle of Charlie Kirk, I'm really excited to hear about that. I'm almost tired of hearing about Charlie Kirk right now.
I think I'm all right.
No. I'm at a point where I'm like, okay. I'm like, because it's just here's the thing. The reason why I say that is because every time I think about it, it makes me mad.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I try not to be.
I'm tired of the way I feel about it. Yeah, I wish that it
There you
never
go.
happened. You know,
That is a better truism right there. It bothers me.
yeah.
And it bothers me a lot, man,
like
because
thinking about a funeral. It's like thinking about a death. That's what it keeps reminding you of. You know.
yeah. Well, and to be honest with you, I mean, in the last month, so I had Sam Paratus. I think I introduced you to him. He's the founder of and executive director of Gun Owners of California. I think I introduced him to you at Shot. Worked very, very closely. It was actually part of the founding of Gun Owners of America. He was big. He was a big part of helping make that happen. He passed away. Then you had Charlie Kirk. And then I found out a week after it happened, on the 12th, 2 days after Charlie Kirk, a guy who was one of my political mentors, State Senator Rico Aller here in California, he was one of those conservative warriors who did not mind like he was a bare knuckle brawler politically. And dude was one of those folks who, a lot of people accused him of a lot of things, and dude always had my back. He was always there for me, always had great advice, always had support. Found out he passed away. And I'm like, I'm like, too many people, good conservative warriors are have passed too soon. And anyway, so all of it's just really just kind of a lot for me.
Yeah, definitely a rough week. I know. Like I told you, I think I told you I had a funeral this weekend for an officer I used to work with that died too young, and then we had a number of police officers killed around the country this past week that were just more tragedies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, man. I think we're you and I are about that age where, our people we know, especially people who are our mentors, they start passing. Right?
Well, I've said it for years. If you live long enough, everybody you know will die.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, don't make for easy things, man. Just like I said, it's something that happens to everybody. No, well, as I learned this week, only two people have ever gotten out of this world alive in the Bible. Don't believe me? Look it up. I ain't gonna tell you who it is. I'll give you all homework. You can put it in the comments.
I know.
Hmm.
I'll put it in the comments. I'm gonna put it in the comments.
Excuse me there. Okay. See, that's the problem with having the dump button on your right hand. All right. Moving right along. By the way, speaking of that, so you remember we talked about it. Jimmy Kimmel said some stupid stuff, tried to say that, oh yeah, well, the shooter, the Kirk shooter was part of MAGA and they're trying to cover it up, yada, 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 and wound up getting suspended. Well, turns out that once they found out he got suspended, someone decided that they didn't like it. And so they were going to turn around and act on it. And they decided that they were going to go and shoot up they were going to go around and shoot up a local ABC affiliate. And now this is the ABC affiliate that I go to. Like I'm there like every other week doing a video spot or doing a hit with them on some issue as the resident conservative. It says here, Jimmy Kimmel's suspension might have played a factor in a shooting at Sacramento ABC affiliate, DA says. It says here, a man accused of opening fire at an ABC affiliate in Sacramento last week may have been motivated in part by the network's suspension of late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, authorities said Monday. There's circumstantial evidence that Anibal Hernandez Santana, 64, had quote a political motive behind the shooting Friday. Sacramento County District Attorney Thin Ho said, told NBC News. So there is some indication here that the motive behind the shooting of the ABC News station was political in kind, he said. Now this is the other thing that bothered me about this, and this story right here points out suspect at ABC 10 building shooting arrested by FBI after being released from jail. The man accused of firing the gun into ABC 10's offices was arrested by FBI Saturday night, hours after he was released from Sacramento County Jail. It says the man accused of firing a gun into the ABC 10's Sacramento's offices was arrested by the FBI Saturday night, hours after he was released from the Sacramento County Jail on bail. Now, okay, wait a second. So, dude decided to go and shoot up a TV station, and you let him out on bail.
That's the California bail and bond policy right there.
Dude got let out on bail. Now, mind you, no one got hit, but still, you don't know why he did it. You didn't find out till Monday. Why was he released on Saturday night? Saturday, because they picked him up Saturday night. Why was he out on bail?
Because in California, they've decriminalized crime. They got no reason to hold him.
Oh, God. And I got to tell you, Thin Ho is, first of all, dude is basically a Republican, but he's declined to state, but he's a Republican. This had to be someone in Sacramento City, or it had to be the district. There had to be some sort of a whacked out judge that let this dude out. That's what I think it was. I think it was a judge who just decided to let him out. Oh, okay. Hey, American Crossfire has got it. They answered the question. Who were the two people who made it out of Earth, out of this world alive? It was Enoch and Elijah. All right, so here's the funny part, American Crossfire. For years, I always knew Enoch, and I had never really thought about it until someone shared with me the scripture that it was Elijah. Interesting.
I thought my answers were correct, Craig. I thought my answers were correct.
Yeah, no, well, you obviously didn't put them in the comments because they didn't come up on my screen.
No, I put them in the messaging to you, so nobody else would see them. I
swear he'll never admit this. I swear he's turned.
That's called situational leadership. Be the leader they need you to be.
Exactly. I use, when I see what party someone is registered to, I just use that as a starting point to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who votes straight party line, but I generally tend to find that Democrats believe things that I just can't support. And Republicans mostly believe things that I do support. At least they generally tend to be closer aligned to what I believe.
Right.
And there are, in particular in local government, there are some instances where there are some exceptions.
Very good.
But it seems like, yeah, once you get into state and federal, things start to go awry.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's an interesting one. You will find, well, let's just put it this way. When people talk about, various different cultures and religions and want to treat them all the same, or all organizations the same or whatnot, let's just put it this way. They are not all equal. Not all cultures are equal, and here is a great example of that. This being reported by Breitbart. Especially in France, ISIS calls on Muslims to kill Christians and Jews in Europe by any means. ISIS reportedly called upon Muslims to use any means necessary to kill Christians and Jews in the United States and Europe, with a specific focus on France in an edition of its Arabic language magazine. Although the so-called Islamic State has lost its physical caliphate after it was defeated under the first Trump administration, ISIS radicals continue to advocate for their strict interpretation of the Islamic religion and seek to influence impressionable young Muslims in the West to commit acts of terror in its name. In a copy of its Al-Naba obtained by the Center for the Analysis of Terrorism and shared with the French paper of record Le Figaro, ISIS wrote, quote, "O monotheistic Muslims, hit Jews and Christians, their crowds and convoys in the streets and on the roads of America and Europe, and especially in France. Do not spare them. Attack them, kill them by all means, by car, with knife, a gun, or by causing a fire." Now, Mike, maybe it's just me, but I don't know of many significant Christian organizations that are calling on us to go out and kill all Muslims and Jews and non-believers, agnostics or atheists. Like I said, does this fall under the they're not like us statement?
I think that's very accurate. This is clearly not something. Listen, we just spent the first half of the show talking about peace and Christianity, and now here you go again. ISIS want to rear their ugly head. Well, go right ahead. Listen, we've been blowing up drug boats. We got plenty of other missiles left to go.
Oh yes, we most definitely do. But I just once again I continue to point this out that there are significant differences. And once again, these are folks who are not interested in peace. They really aren't. Their job, their goal, and it's interesting that in here they talk about they're fundamentalist Muslims, right? What does fundamentalist Muslim mean, Mike?
Fundamentalist usually means extremists.
Right. But it means they believe what is in the Quran. Meaning
Correct.
they believe what their religion teaches.
It's as if I said to you, Craig, I'm an Old Testament Christian. It means
right.
I believe in the wrath of God and violence and an eye for an eye kind of stuff.
Right. But here's the thing I can tell you about being an Old Testament. If you are just an Old Testament Christian, you're not really a Christian. If you are an Old Testament, first 5 books of the Old Testament, then you're a Jew. Then you're Jewish, right?
Correct.
Beyond that, you can call yourself an Old Testament Christian, but you're not really a Christian, because until you believe in the birth, death, and resurrection, which is, by the way, in the New Testament, then you're not really a Christian.
Pretty big part of the New Testament, yeah.
Yeah, pretty big. There's something significant about that.
Yeah.
Which is why I always find it funny when people want to go and talk about, oh, well, how can you believe what's in the Bible? And then they quote stuff from the Old Testament. I'm like, yeah, you got to do it in the context of the New Testament. Because if you don't, then you don't understand that the whole point of all of that was to show how impossible it was to please God, to be in good line with God, to be righteous enough to get into heaven on your own.
Yeah,
which, by the way, goes.
You can't start the movie. You can't start the movie and just have Act 4, 5, and 6. You gotta bring in the first 3 acts.
Exactly. Which, by the way, just goes to show you how righteous Enoch and Elijah were when they got to go up. They were so righteous they didn't even have to die.
That's right.
They were just taken up.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. All right. Anyway, and then, by the way, here's this last story here, and this was one. Once again, if you want to know how differently we treat different people of different religions and different cultures and different nations. So the UN they're having this meeting on Gaza, right? And they decide that they're going to schedule it during Rosh Hashanah, right? Which is a very significant Jewish holiday. In fact, Israel actually asked if they could postpone the meeting or reschedule the Gaza meeting. But guess what? The folks who run the UN Security Council said, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. It says here, Israel petitioned the United Nations Security Council to reschedule a critical meeting on the war in Gaza that is slated to take place during the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah, but the council refused, and the meeting remains set, according to Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon. Israel will not participate as a result. Quote, I wish to inform you that the delegation of Israel will not participate in the meeting as it coincides with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. Danon wrote in a Monday letter to the Security Council President Sang-Jin Kim of South Korea, despite Israel's request to the presidency and council members to reschedule, the meeting remains set for that date, one of the most significant in the Jewish calendar marking the start of the high holy days. Now, you would think if they were really interested in peace, in creating a time of peace. Now, here's the thing. You notice they didn't do it during Ramadan, right?
No.
They wouldn't schedule something like this during Ramadan. They decided that they're going to do it during Rosh Hashanah, during a Jewish holiday.
No, not Ramadan, not Big Eid, not Little Eid, none of it. None of it. They decided to do it on Rosh Hashanah, which, by the way, today's the start of Rosh Hashanah. Today it's sunset, the start of the high holy days. It celebrates the Jewish New Year, culminates with Yom Kippur, and I believe, it's sunset tonight is when the New Year begins in the Jewish faith. It's 5786 will be the year, I believe.
Wow. Look, all I know is, folks, according to the first of all, the UN is the most worthless organization. I really do believe we ought to not just quit the UN. We need to kick them out of the United States. We need to kick them out of that building and tell them go someplace else.
We
It's
can
time,
kick
just
them
get
out
out.
tomorrow. All we have to do is enforce all the parking tickets they have.
There you go. Just revoke all of their diplomatic immunity, make them pay their parking tickets, and kick them out.
There
And
has
if they
been
don't
talk.
leave, arrest.
There has been talk of the well, obviously of us leaving the UN, but of making the UN and putting a wall or a fence around the UN and making it almost a separate part. It's not a regular open United States. So if those people and those politicians still want to come, they can come and be escorted directly from the airport to there and not enter the United States, making it its own compound that we still control.
There you go. There you go. Well, then we know where to send the bombs.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, going right along. American Crossfire also pointed out, did you see that Dearborn is renaming a street after a pro-terror Arab leader? The mayor told a Christian he is welcome when he disagreed with it. Wow. Okay. I'm telling you, man, that folks, y'all got to understand something, and just look at what's going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Look at what's going on in areas in Michigan. These are folks who are working to try and institute Sharia law. They are part of the radical Islamists are working together with the climate folks, are working together with the race hustlers, are working together with the LGBTQIA plus divided by minus sign. I mean, they're all working together to basically, and their whole goal is to tear down Western culture. Now, once they've done that, they are going to then break out in war. If they're successful, they're going to break out in war against each other to see which is going to become the reigning ideology, radical ideology here in the United States. I'm telling you, just keep an eye out for it, because they're going to be warring like some of those warlords do in some of those Middle Eastern countries once the government falls.
Yeah, or we've seen it happen go on in the UK as well.
Yeah, it's bad. And there's a reason why, by the way, one of the things they're talking about is the whole
Spain.
It was just in my head and I forgot it like that frigging quick. How horrible is that, Mike?
Yeah, you're old.
I blame you.
You're old. We get it.
Yeah, right. Anyway, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what winds up happening, because it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty. Not at all. All right, folks, that now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. All caps, no spaces, one word. Get your hog holster today. All of our parting shots today are going to be brought to you by the Babylon Bee, fake news that you can trust. One, because it was really quick to get them. And number two, they are really kind of appropriate for right now.
Yeah,
Well,
you got to have the video of Don Jr. You got that one set up, right?
I do not have that video set up. Did not have time to get it set up. We'll play it tomorrow.
All right.
All right, the first one here. Rally inspires millions to forgive. I'm sorry. Nazi rally inspires millions to forgive and love their enemies.
Oh yeah, that's it's right there in the in commander's intent statement for the Nazi Party. Yeah.
Because Charlie Kirk was a Nazi. Y'all do know that, right? That's what they keep saying.
Yep.
Here's another one. You'll love this one. CNN, Charlie Kirk Memorial, mostly peaceful. I'm sorry,
Oh,
mostly hateful.
yep. Mostly hateful. Mostly
Okay.
hateful. Yep.
There now, just in case y'all didn't know, there was a love match that was once again rekindled, a love for one another that was once again rekindled. Awkward moment as Trump and Elon caught on kiss cam.
Oh, it's so sweet to see them back together again, though.
It is. And you know what? Here's the thing. That's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted.
Hey, listen, I said it before. These are just two brothers having a fight. They'll be fine.
Well, you can't have a couple of billionaires, or you can't have a billionaire and a mega billionaire in the same room, both used to being the guy, and not expect there to be some pushback one to another.
Yeah. Yep.
And then finally, people okay with murder outraged, excuse me, by TV show cancellation.
Yeah. That's pretty funny right there. I don't care who you are. That's pretty funny.
That is hilarious. Whew. Had some stuff go down the wrong pipe, Mike. That's the problem with trying to drink it.
It wasn't on video. I don't want to know what it was. That's horrible.
That would be bourbon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll go with the liquid. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, when it goes down the wrong pipe.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, save me from the rest for at least a little bit of the show.
Yeah.
And give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
There we go. Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Make sure you get over there. Check these guys and girls out. They got some of the best barrels around. AR barrels, any caliber you want, any length you desire. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, salt gear, wear around your house gear, whatever you may want, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment and visit our sponsors by following the links in the description to this program. Go there, check them out, spend some money with them, and tell them it was the guys over at the Rundown that sent you. I also want to remind you, this is show number 980. We got 20 shows before we hit show number 1,000. That's right, show number 1,000. Encourage you to invite folks to tune in, to like and share the program. And we're going to try and have some special things to do and talk about when we get to number 1,000. If you've had a special moment with the program or something that you like to share, go ahead and drop us a message. Drop us a video. Go ahead and DM us with it. And we'll, if we find it to be interesting, we'll go ahead and we'll share it when we do the 20th anniversary episode. 20th episode, the 1,000th episode. Where did I get 20th anniversary?
Again, you're old.
I'm old. Okay. All right.
Choking on your own spit over there. It's crazy.
I don't like you. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all mañana.